Kia ora team, and welcome to the Tag community. Hey, this is an opportunity for Grace and I to dig into some of the questions and topics that we spot on the Marketo community. Now, we realise that not everyone uses Marketo, but if you did have a question or something that you'd like us to cover within the automation space, feel free to pop a comment or a question in the section below and we'll take a bit of a look at it. Now, today I wanted to jump into a thread by Amit where we were asking about how he could look at getting rid of old assets from his Marketo instance. I gave a pretty standard kind of response, but something came up that I hadn't considered, and I really wanted to touch on that today because I found it pretty interesting. Amit's question reads, "Hi all, we've been using our instance for almost a decade now, and as a result, we now have a lot of inactive and old assets in our instance, which is causing many issues at our end. Can someone share any best practice on how to get rid of these? I know about archiving, but it will not solve our purpose. I want to somehow mass delete the old and inactive assets. Any advice will be greatly appreciated." So my initial response was tied into the fact that Marketo doesn't have a bulk delete process built into it, which can be limiting in situations like this, and suggested that he reach out to the Marketo professional services team. Amit replied after doing his own investigation, suggesting that there might be a way to manage the deletion process via a custom API. Now, this is something that I hadn't really considered, but of course it's something that could totally be achieved. However, it's not without its limitations. Sanford Whiteman, the Marketo community's API guru, he promptly jumped in to point out that while it is possible, it's something that could easily overwhelm the API limits that are in place on the actual account. He does point out that for a small controlled cleanup project though, this is something that could look at working. In my opinion, I believe it's best to still reach out to Marketo's professional services team. In situations like this, they'll likely recommend migrating to a new instance, or alternatively, just get you to go through and delete these manually. One has a monetary cost tied to it, while the other has a significant time cost. The decision on where you want to head with this is going to be entirely up to you. But that's it for me today, team. I want you to keep a bit of an eye out next week for our next community post, but until next time, happy automating.